Good morning, Enid. On this Thursday, November 19th, kind of a cold start for the day. We were at 38 degrees, kind of a wind chill around 30 degrees. Winds out of the west, northwest at 10, so it's feeling a little bit like November. Hi, I'm Steve Keim.
And I'm Sarah DeLangel.
Sarah, you're looking very festive, very Thanksgiving-ish, very fallish today.
Thank you, Steve. You do too.
Oh, thanks. We're glad that you're part of our show today. It's our fastest 30 minutes of the day because we go separate ways and we have a full schedule, but this is always a blur. We're glad to spend this Thursday morning with you.
Yes, thank you guys for joining us this morning. We're very excited about the show. We're 1 week away from Thanksgiving, and we have a lot that goes around Thanksgiving during today's show. So thank you for joining us. It's time to rise and shine.
Good morning, Enid. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, November 19th. We are 1 week away from Thanksgiving. We keep thinking this calendar just keeps moving so quick, but now we can really start panicking. We're 1 week away from Thanksgiving. It's just amazing. At 1:45 this morning, this is not a personal question, but what were you doing? At 1:45 a.m.
I don't remember other than falling asleep like around 8 and then being woken up at some time. So
We'll learn more about this, but there was a 4.7 earthquake 30 miles northwest of Enid. So around 1:45, 1:46 this morning, if you felt, what was the song by Jerry Lee Lewis, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, or whatever. If your house was doing that around 1:45, it was because there was an earthquake in the area. The bow tie guy will have more information on that. So it wasn't just your neighbors closing their car door real loud. There was some kind of excitement. So, well, the thermometer tells us it went down 2 degrees. We're at 36 degrees on this November morning. Kind of cool up outside. You want to wrap the kids up because our winds are out of the northwest around 10 miles per hour. Speaking of cool, let's look at that 3-day forecast because we've got football. We got everything this weekend, and whoa, look at those November temperatures.
Whoa is right, Steve. The temperatures are definitely dropping. As you can see, Friday would be our warmest day at 64, but Saturday and Sunday are looking to be a bit cooler. So it's definitely going to get colder.
So if you need to protect those pipes outside, things of that nature, 20-degree weather's coming, so you better get that stuff. This is the weekend to get that done. Well, again, a week away from Thanksgiving. I hope that you have great plans for the holidays and for Thanksgiving. Be safe if you travel. Ashley, who was here a couple of weeks ago, our little young lady, I shouldn't say little, I'll just say our fine young lady from the engineering department, she said she was driving all the way to Arizona for Thanksgiving. So we know a lot of people will be traveling. I want you to be safe because we will not be here next Thursday for Good Morning Enid. So we will all be with our families for Thanksgiving. Speaking of not being here, the offices will be closed next week. And Sarah, can you help us out on some of the things that will be closed? I know I think our administration offices on both days will be closed.
Correct.
And you know about the landfill and trash pickup. Tell us how that all works.
The landfill will be open on Friday. It will be closed on Thursday.
Okay.
It does open Friday from 7 to 2. And then the recycle center will be closed both days. Thursday's collection will be picked up on Wednesday. Friday will remain the same.
So I put my little cart dumpster out there on Thursday. You're telling me I better do it a day before?
Yes, this week it'll be picked up on Wednesday.
Sarah knows this because she is our solid waste director. What's the term?
Solid waste supervisor.
Supervisor, okay. So, very good. There's a luncheon on Friday that we want to talk about just real quick before we get to the news. And it's called Diners and, golly, Districts and Dialogues. So we're going to be talking. Anyway, there's going to be a lunch, 11:30 to 1:30 this Friday, Convention Hall. You're invited. You're a professional person. You're an educator, business person. Anyway, it's about sales tax and where all that money goes, and just OML, the Oklahoma Municipal League, is putting this on, and so you're invited to attend this event on Friday at Convention Hall. So, well, that's all I have to say. So.
Okay, well, good. Now, next we can have Derek share with us what's going on in Oklahoma.
Good morning, Enid. Governor Fallon and dozen other governors participated in a conference call with White House officials expressing concern and questioning the confidence of data used to screen the background of refugees from Syria. The Enid City Commission agreed to terms on building an Academy Sports Plus Outdoors in Enid at the old Walmart site and open by November 2016. Next week will be the busiest Thanksgiving for travel since 2007 if AAA travel projections are correct. They forecast 46.9 Americans will travel, which is an increase of 0.6% over last year. Last night, around 1:46 a.m., there was a 4.7 magnitude earthquake 30 miles northwest of Enid. And Saturday, November 21st, OU plays TCU at 7 p.m. in Norman. It will air on ABC. OSU will play Baylor University in Stillwater at 6:30 p.m. It will air on Fox. Last night, Oklahoma City Thunder played the Pelicans. The score was 110 Oklahoma City, Pelicans 103. And tomorrow, Oklahoma City will play the Knicks at 7 p.m. in Oklahoma City. And that's the Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Steve and Sarah.
Bow tie guys looking rather polished, GQ-ish, whatever you want to say.
Yes, he is.
I'd like to remind everybody, Operation Home Cooking. We've been running the program. I had the opportunity to visit with Chief Peter Speen of Vance Air Force Base, and Chief Speen talks about Operation Home Cooking, and there's a phone number that you can call if you want to be a part of that. If you have 2 more plates available at your dinner table for Thanksgiving, you can call 213, that's the Public Affairs Office, 213-7478, and they will connect you to 2 airmen to come to your home for Thanksgiving dinner. The idea is to get everybody out of the dorms because nobody wants to be by themselves. I remember a couple times I spent a Thanksgiving and Christmas by myself. Wasn't really a lot of fun. So it'd be great to extend that invitation.
It's true. I spent a lot of Christmases by myself too, and a lot of Thanksgivings by myself, and it's definitely not a lot of fun. So it's awesome that we have something like this here in Enid. But also, Derek will let us know what's going on here in Enid this weekend.
Good morning, Enid. Well, this is what's going on this weekend. First, we have the Treasure Showcase at the Hoover Building, and this is there's a $25 registration fee, and it will be Friday from 9 to 6:30 p.m., Saturday from 9 to 6 p.m. And the admission fee is $1 for those 18 and older. Then we have Home for the Holidays, Home and Garden Craft and Gift Show. This will be at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center, and it is Saturday from 9 to 7 and Sunday 11 to 5. And then, last but not least, we'll have Enid Lights Up the Plains next week. And this will be downtown Enid, November the 27th from 5 p.m. to approximately 7:30 p.m. This is the 22nd year, and they will have live entertainment and wagon rides. And that's what's going on. Back to you, Steve and Sarah.
Very good. From the Bow Tie Guy. Good morning, Enid. It's 7:39, holding steady at 36 degrees. Wind chill makes it around 30 degrees for us. Hotter days, it will be 55 degrees, but it's going to be sunny. However, as Sarah mentioned in the 3-day forecast, 20-degree weather is coming for the weekend. Penn, if we could we have that graphic back up about Lights Up the Plains? We just want to remind everybody once again, just look at that, and you see the times and so forth, number to call if you need more information. It's always an exciting time. I'm one of those Christmas Griswold persons. I love lights all over the house, outside, and so anything to do with lights in the Christmas time, I'm a big fan of that. And I know you just barely get up a Christmas tree.
And I wasn't planning on doing it this year.
Okay. Well, we have a special guest, and we need to talk about what Jamar's going to do for us.
Well, yes, we do have a very special guest. Like I said, this is pretty close to our Thanksgiving, and last week honoring our veterans. So here's Jamara with what's going on with our interview segment.
Good morning, Enid. Our special guest this morning is one of Enid's favorite sons, Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb. He stopped by our studios recently, and Steve had the opportunity to interview him. Among the topics discussed were his lessons learned from visiting the 77 counties in Oklahoma. Also, the main focus of his campaign, which is job growth, and the step needed to move the state forward with economic development, among other topics. Now let's listen to this interview conducted by Steve Keim.
When you come back, do you just have this flood of memories, or are you so busy because you're trying to get from point A to point B that you kind of forget about some special things that took place in Enid?
No. It's a flood of memories. And age is a relative term. Some folks look at me and say, well, Todd Lamb, he's at Enid High Plainsman, he's still over at Enid High. Yeah. My kids look at me and said, man, Dad's really old. So, but I say that to say the older I get, I think I'm more nostalgic. So I come in Highway 81, I look over at the Enid High football stadium, D. Bruce Selby, and I think about all the memories there. I go down to downtown, think of the square, Christmas shopping there. I have a lot of memories when I come home.
Well, when we did the earlier recording, I believe it was back in June that we did this, it was amazing the people that come up to me, Todd, and they said, you know, he turned out a lot better than I thought he would. So,
those are my teachers. I'm sure those are my former teachers.
Yeah, I thought I'd share that with you while we get going here. So one of your goals has always been to visit 77 counties. Thank goodness there's only 77 in Oklahoma. And I asked you back in the summer, you know, what are people saying? So as you continue to visit, what are some of the conversations you're having with people across Oklahoma?
Well, you're right. That's a commitment I have every county, every single year. And it's not just a drive through and get a limeade at the local Sonic and I say, okay, check the box, I went to that county. But I have substantive meetings everywhere I go. And the things I hear about as I travel around, Steve, to answer your question, they are as general as education policy, taxation policy, or something as local and parochial as infrastructure needs for a highway or a bridge or a local road, or something that's going on specifically to that community, whether it be a specific water issue. So it's macro, it's micro, and I so enjoy doing that because I think I learn more traveling to the community than I learn remaining in my office, just receiving an email or hosting a meeting.
Well, one of the questions I have for you is, after you've been listening forever and ever, and you're getting the input from individuals across the state, my question is, well, what do you do with all that? Do you take it back to Oklahoma City and put it in this handy-dandy little file? Because people want to know that I just spent 20 minutes with the Lieutenant Governor, and I shared my heart with this young man, and now what happens? So what could you tell us?
I'm really glad you asked that question because I'm sensitive to that. And many times as I travel around and I host town hall meetings and I talk to folks around the state in these county visits, I let them know what I do with the information I receive. If it's an immediate need and imminent, I address it when I get back to the Capitol or when I get on the phone immediately with that individual and make a phone call. I've done that a time or two. But at the end of the year, with the information I've received, because everywhere I go, I ask two questions. What's our impediment to growth, and what's your advice to me on how we address that impediment or mitigate that so we can thrive and prosper as a county and as a state? I compile the Lieutenant Governor's policy and issues report. I've done it every year as Lieutenant Governor. And in that report, I have an item called Voices Across Oklahoma. And I give that report to the Speaker of the House. I give that report to the Pro Tem of the Oklahoma State Senate. I give that report to the Governor and pertinent cabinet secretaries and or legislators that are either involved in that issue or need to be engaged in that particular item.
Well, very good. I know you are an ambassador for the state of Oklahoma as you travel around the country, around the globe. I know you're an ambassador. But I also know that one of your role is, as Lieutenant Governor, centers around job growth. And my question is, How can we support you in this job growth role?
Well, that's a good question, but a tough one for me to answer. And my knee-jerk response.
That's a whole idea.
My knee-jerk response is that Oklahomans are doing that. They are being helpful to me, and/or we are all on one team as I travel around and I have these visits, county by county, depending on whether it's the Rotary Club hosting me or the Chamber hosting me, Industrial Authority, the university, the Career Tech. I have a lot of different hosts as I travel around. But the voices of Oklahoma, I want to be that voice back at the state capitol. So when men and women that are very busy with their lives take time to meet with me when I'm in their specific county, it's very helpful to hear from them what their concerns are, what the challenges are they're dealing with day to day. And again, we have follow-up once we get back to the office, but it's a thank you I have to the men and women that offer advice to me so I can serve better.
We'll stay on the subject of job growth, and this focuses along on economic development. I think sometimes as residents of this great state, we wonder what can we do personally to help our state. And maybe the economic development picture, but just as a whole, people sit back and they hear you on television or they see a press conference and they said, I need to do more. As a citizen of Oklahoma, I need to do more. Is there anything that would promote economic development, but would just help promote our state that citizens can do?
Well, I think it depends on the calling you have on your life, the skill set that God has given you, the passion within you. Here's one example that's very local. Stan Brownlee. Mentor extraordinaire. Here's a man that's worked very hard, has been very successful. And he could just check it in and say, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy my life and sip coffee and take trips and travel the world. Here's what Stan does. He's gone to my former school, McKinley Grade School, and been a mentor to grade schoolers for years. And then he went to, I think, another grade school. Now I believe he's at Longfellow Junior High, now middle school, junior high when I was living here. That's an example of an individual giving back and making our state better because he is committed to community and committed to other people.
Very good. Our special guest is Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb. And Todd, as you know, the city of Enid we're in the middle of a evaluation or a study, if you will, with a consulting group, and they're looking at Call Lake to be another water, resource for us. Currently, with the population growth and industry growth in Enid and also Northwest Oklahoma, the water wells are working hard, but we need another source of water.
Right.
And so the question to you basically is, this water is going to impact Enid and surrounding areas. From a state perspective, from the capital's perspective, how do you see water from Call Lake helping the northwest part of Oklahoma?
Well, the first thing I'll say, it's important to have vision. In Proverbs it says, where there is no vision, the people will perish. The good news of growth in population, growth in economic development, sometimes presents not problems, but challenges that need to be addressed. With that growth, the challenge is water need. There's water need all across Oklahoma with the drought that we've experienced and might experience again in the near or distant future. So I attended the first meeting. Brent Kissling invited me to the water plan release, if you will. That became very public. And it's important to note that this was not just a water study, but a water plan. Correct. That's significant. Sometimes in government and in other entities, we study so much, it's paralysis by study, and nothing's ever done. So it's a plan. Now, to activate the plan, there'll be some requirements there. But thinking outside the box, thinking in the future, having a vision, not just for the next 20 days or the next year, but the next 20 years, the next 50 years, I think that's one of the things that this water plan for Northwest Oklahoma focuses on. And I think this coming session, well, I know this coming session that begins in February, there'll be much discussion at the state capitol about the Northwest Water Plan for Oklahoma.
And one important, we want to say thank you or send some accolades to the leadership of Enid, the mayor, and also the city council, of having that vision to say, let's don't tackle this next month. Let's do this today. So they do have that vision of looking forward. In April, you hosted this event. I think it's called the annual Small Business Let me look at the Small Business Day at the Capitol. Tell us a little bit about that event that you hold at the Capitol in April, but also how can somebody be involved, small business?
As Lieutenant Governor, my title in the Governor's Cabinet was Lieutenant Governor, of course, but not just Lieutenant Governor. I'm officially the small business advocate for Oklahoma. Over 97% of all the employers in our state are small business employers. That's our backbone. That's our economic backbone. So I host the Small Business Day at the State Capitol every spring. And if anybody has interest in attending and representing small business and or nominating a small business to receive recognition and to be awarded, they're welcome to call my office at 405-521-2161. And anybody in my office there can visit with them. It won't be till it's the spring of 2016. Plenty of time to plan, but we love to have anybody from Northwest Oklahoma, Garfield County, and the surrounding communities participate in this coming Small Business Day.
You talked a little bit about how an individual, Mr. Brownlee, was a mentor and just an influence on your life. And I know that you have an opportunity to be a mentor and return that, pay it forward, if you will. And you participate annually in the last few years in this Be a Champ Camp.
Right.
Tell us about Be a Champ Camp. Well, you got to say that slow.
You do have to say it slowly. Be a Champ Camp is in Warner, Oklahoma, on the campus of Connors State. And it is a camp specifically for young students, high school, middle school students from all across the country, predominantly Oklahoma, but all across the country as well, that are involved in showing livestock. It is hosted and put on, coached by a legislator, former ag teacher, and his family. It's been going on for decades, and I go, and here's what I say, Steve. I tell these young people from all across the country in Oklahoma that are learning how to take care of their livestock and show livestock, I tell them thank you. And I say, here's the thank you. You clothe us and you feed us, and your family has clothed us and fed us for generations. So it's just a great opportunity to see their hard work in the summer. I mean, they're sweating bullets. They're working really hard in that show barn there at Connors State. They do a marvelous job, and it's just a great time to say thanks to them and their families.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your participation in Be a Champ Camp.
Be careful.
We thank the Lieutenant Governor again for stopping by and visiting with us. You can watch the full interview segment later this week on the City Connections. And now, let's look at our department head segment. This morning, we have Stephanie Carr. She is the Community Block Grant Development Coordinator.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Carr. I serve as Director of Community Development Block Grant. The City of Enid Community Development Block Grant Program strives to address obstacles to meeting underserved needs, foster decent housing in our community, public housing improvements, and resident initiatives. If I can be of assistance to you, please contact me at the number provided on our website. Thank you.
Thank you, AJ, and thank you, Stephanie Carr. Good morning, Enid. On this Thursday, November 19th, it's good seeing you. Thank you for joining us. 36 degrees, high today, 55, but the sun's going to be out. But with the wind out of the northwest at 10, it's kind of cool, so keep that in mind today. Really quick, we want to remind everybody that, if you missed the news and what was going on this weekend, the bow tie guy is back to fill us in real quick. Derek?
Good morning, Enid. The Enid City Commission agreed to terms on building Academy Sports Plus Outdoors in Enid at the old Walmart site and will open by November 2016. Next week will be the busiest Thanksgiving since 2007 if new AAA travel projections are correct. They forecast 46.9 million Americans will travel. This weekend we have several games. Tomorrow, Oklahoma City Thunder will play the Knicks. Saturday, OU plays TCU and OSU plays Baylor University. I want to remind everybody that next week will be the annual Enid Lights Up the Plains. It will be November 27th from around 5 o'clock. This is the 22nd year. It will have live entertainment and wagon rides. And that's what's going on. Back to you, Steve and Sarah.
Thank you, Derek. Why don't we go to our pet promo, and then we'll probably come back and talk about the 3-day forecast. But Dane Tate has provided us a new pet promo that we'd like for you to see, and we'll show that right now.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Carr. I serve as Director of Community Development Block Grant. The City of Enid Community Development Block Grant Program strives to address obstacles to meeting underserved needs, foster decent housing in our community, public housing improvements, and resident initiatives. If I can be of assistance to you, please contact me at the number provided on our website. Thank you.
Well,
Shane Emanuel. I work out at Animal Control. I am the new volunteer and adoption coordinator out here. We had several adoptions today, which is great, but we definitely need to keep up the effort. We are located at 1200 South 10th here in Enid, Oklahoma, and our phone number is 580-249-4910.
Good morning, Enid, at 7:56 on this cold November morning. We want to take a few moments to find this puppy dog a new home. By the way, Sarah, the dog that was presented Tuesday night City Commission meeting is going to be adopted today, so yay. Thank you folks for helping us out. Look at this guy. Who do we have, Sarah?
It's actually a female.
Uh-oh, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
And her
Sorry.
name is Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
She's a little Chihuahua mix. She's 1 year.
Look at those
She's
ears.
just looking at you.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to call you a little boy, little girl.
She's very, very sweet and just wants to be held, as you can see. She definitely needs a loving home today.
Look at that.
And you can take her home for $120, so it's just an awesome deal. You get a beautiful pet and you get a loving partner at home.
Daisy, what a cutie. So 249-4910 is the number to call. And we want to remind everybody that they have a pen area out there. So if you happen to have another dog or another pet and you want to see if they're going to be compatible, I know that people have brought their pet out there to introduce them to a potential friend. So, and then they can get along there in the, or maybe not get along there in the pen. But anyway, 249-4910. If you need to give Daisy. Daisy wants to be home for Thanksgiving. We know that. So, Shanna, thanks for being here this morning. We want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. We will not be here next week, and so have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, you too.
So that's Daisy. Well, we appreciate everybody being with us this morning. We have, just less than a minute to go here this morning. Keep in mind, a high today is going to be around 55 degrees, but it's going to be a sunny, cold November day. Got some big football games over the weekend. Go Sooners. We need the Sooners to win again. So, happy Thanksgiving next week, Sarah. Big plans?
Yes,
You're
actually.
cooking?
Yes, I'm cooking.
What time should I be there?
I don't know if you want to be there.
Oh.
That's the truth. It's my first turkey, and we're having family over from
First turkey.
California.
No, I'm going to let
so
you practice a little bit.
It'll be nice.
Good morning, Enid. Have a great day and have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you in a couple weeks.